All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're logging in from, international presentation / training for Up to Give. My name is Brandon Ivy, based out of Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for being here. I hope everybody has had a safe week this past week. We are all experiencing the same thing when it comes to worldwide pandemic, global shutdown for coronavirus. And we also know that the world is in desperate need of a plan B. And that is what Up to Give wants to be able to provide. A plan B, and with a little bit of work can end up becoming your plan A. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not the CEO of the company. I am not a co-owner of the company. I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I'm simply one of you. I got a phone call months ago that said, Brandon, we are putting together a company that is right up your field of expertise, dealing with blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. But our focus is going to be on education, philanthropy, and charity. Noble cause. Well, when I saw it for the first time, I didn't have a complete understanding of it because their motto is let's be different. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're doing something different. At Up to Give, we have a strong moral, integral, and purpose-driven vision to change lives around the world through our ecosystem. We're standing on 4 pillars, the first being philanthropy. We are focused on creating a culture of worldwide giving. The second is education. Reward those who give while teaching them the value behind growing personally. The third is banking. Bank the unbanked through our giving. And the fourth is personal causes. Create a social revolution of stories with people whose needs have been met through the Up to Give community. We have built a model where people from around the world can come together, get educated, banked, and skilled on the principles of philanthropy and EQ, emotional intelligence, while creating a culture of global giving. During the education process, we will be teaching members how to utilize one of our tools for giving called the Giving Box. This will allow us to fulfill the purpose of our core principles, as well as help contribute to the stories being shared in our community to engage the social revolution part of our culture. Now, here are some examples of our target areas of focus. Education. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development found that 50% of U.S. adults can't read a book written at an 8th grade level. Lack of formal education results in lower earning power and serious threats to an individual's long-term well-being. Banking. Globally, about 1.7 billion adults remain unbanked, without an account at a financial institution or through a mobile money provider. Health. Currently, nearly 1 billion people spend 10% of their household income or more on health expenses for themselves, a sick child, or another family member. In fact, there's some 3.8 billion people that lack access to basic health care. Housing. Currently, over 850 million people, more than the populations of the U.S. and the European Union combined, are living in informal settlements. So what is our ultimate goal? It's simply to empower you and people around the world to contribute toward anyone's cause in our ecosystem, whether it is to help achieve a goal that helps someone in your family, your church, your country, your community. It doesn't matter how big or small that vision or mission is. We will bring the nations together to help support those causes. And with our model being a model of philanthropy, we are confident that the Up to Give family will be there for you. Up to Give is a global correlation movement. So how does someone get educated in our ecosystem? And this is the first pillar that we're standing on. We partner with a company called Success Training Institute. This institute offers cutting-edge soft skills training in audio and video format with skills you can improve in less than 10 minutes per day. Skills such as leadership, customer service, professional development, personal development, sales, team building, HR management, management training, and much, much more. As a matter of fact, you can also get certified in other extensive courses that cover things like how to improve your brand, self-discipline, goal setting, and time management, maintaining focus and self-awareness, empathy. One of the things that we are all practicing right now is social distancing. How about getting social skills mastery? See, these are soft skills that are not taught in school. And once you learn these skills, you will have success in anything that you do for the rest of your life. It is priceless. Now, if you were to go directly to Success Training Institute, it would cost you more than double than what you're getting it for here at Up to Give for $32 a month. Priceless. Another pillar that we're standing on is the banking industry. There's 1.7 billion people in the world who are currently unbanked. If you don't have access to a bank account, you don't have access to a line of credit, a checking or a savings account, the ability to build credit history. How about having access to a personal or business loan so you can start a company and a business and be able to hand down wealth through the generations? See, we partner with a company called Ooh La La that's going to bring the future of banking. Be the first to send and receive money for a fraction of the cost. Access microcredit offers from your favorite retailers, pay bills with ease, build credit, enjoy online shopping, and take charge of your financial future with our exclusive Ooh La La partnership without the need of having a bank account. Ooh La La is a full-service financial solution designed to empower communities. So how does someone get banked in our ecosystem with Ooh La La? Well, Ooh La La is going to help facilitate and accelerate financial inclusion with our blockchain-powered platform and app and physical card. You'll be able to build a global credit score, and through our microcredit offers that helps you to build credit history, empowering the unbanked and underbanked community. Ooh La La's mission is to offer inexpensive financial services to this demographic. Help establish a credit score, which will enable them to participate in the formal financial economy. Now, what are personal causes? This is another pillar that we are standing on. You're going to have access in our ecosystem to create a blog and write up your personal cause that you would like to have assistance with. See, another thing that my mentors used to teach me in the past is that, Brandon, your success is not going to be dependent on just you. It's your ability to share your story, and that you can't do it by yourself. You're going to need a little bit of help. So Up to Give's ecosystem is going to bring you that little bit of help. So you'll be able to write up your cause, and it could be anything from trying to get yourself out of debt. You want to buy a new car. You want to get a house. You want to be able to put your kids through school. You might have a nonprofit that you need to raise money for. You might have a church that, because of social distancing, that nobody's able to meet on Sundays, and this is Easter weekend. And for the first time in my life, literally, I won't be able to go to church physically on Easter. We're going to have to watch it online. But when you don't have that access, that means the churches are not getting their tithes and donations like normal. So you might be in the ministry and you're looking to raise funds for your church or a nonprofit. It doesn't matter what your cause is, it's yours. Our ecosystem is designed to help bring you people to help with it. Here's an example of one, and this was done by one of our members named Justice LeBron. I may have Alzheimer's, but I'm still NHTSA, a cause for my mother and Alzheimer's patients with aggressive behaviors that don't fit in. And this touches me closely because I have two grandmothers that both suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's, and they are both having behavioral issues. One of my grandmothers thinks that they're poisoning her, so she won't take her medicine. Another one doesn't like the orderly, so she's hitting them. And so they're telling us that they don't calm down, they're going to have to be moved to a different facility that's more expensive. Now, as strong as this cause is, and we thank Justice for sharing this with us, but NHTSA passed away a couple of days ago. And Justice wants to keep having this type of a cause for those that are suffering from the same thing. So all of our prayers and condolences goes out to Justice and her family, and for NHTSA, who got her wings a couple of days ago. Now, when you create your cause, you're going to have an ability to upload a picture, have a description of what the cause is all about. And when somebody comes to this page, they're going to have two options. Option one, they can support this cause, join the community, and create a cause of their own. Or they can choose option number two, contribute to this cause without actually joining the community, and there's going to be a Bitcoin address that they can send the Bitcoin to. Everything we do is in Bitcoin. We also have a section on our homepage for community causes. This means anybody in our community is able to write a cause, and it's going to be displayed on our website. So people from all over the world, they come to our website. They can scroll through all the causes, and let's say they come across yours, and yours touches their heart. They can contribute to your cause without ever joining Up to Give, without ever meeting you. How cool is that? This is what Up to Give is all about. So we've got three things that I've just shown you here. We've got education so you can learn soft skills. We've got banking to help the bank the unbanked, join the future of financial system. And we've got our personal causes that you can help raise funds for. So how does someone get started? You're going to get back to the person who invited you and set up an account at the website. You're going to upload your Bitcoin wallet. Everything we do is in Bitcoin. And you're going to share your story like Justice Share meets us. We want to let everyone know that there is hope when people correlate with a purpose. So let's talk about the sign-up process and experience. Let's say you're Maria in California. She shares a link with John. The moment John clicks on her link, a story was going to pop up that John could read, and is going to ask him if he wants to join Maria's journey. Once John has clicked to join, the system will take him to the registration page where he can add his basic information, like putting in his own Bitcoin address so that when he creates his cause, he can have Bitcoin coming to his wallet. Now, John has 14 days free in the Up to Give community. What does this mean? John has the opportunity to experience our back office and ecosystem. John could take the sample courses we have available on our Up to Give Academy portal, powered by Success Training Institute. John has enough time to decide to become a member or simply contribute to Maria's cause, because you have the option to simply contribute and not join the community. And let's assume that John decides to join Maria's journey. John has before the 14th day midnight to pay a $32 member fee in Bitcoin for the activation of his education program at Up to Give Academy. He's going to be able to create a story page, have a user link to share it, and the moment he contributes to Up to Give causes during that same period of time, he becomes a ground zero member of the Giving Box. Now, the more people who contribute to each other, the more we will contribute back. And our contributing happens in stages. So when you reach or complete stage 3 in the Giving Box, Up to Give is going to give you a debit card so that you can start monetizing the Bitcoin that you've been given through our ecosystem. This is our partnership with Ooh La La. With this step of philanthropy, we will start to help change the banking crisis in the world, where so many people lack the opportunity to own a debit card. Also, we will make the service available for purchase if you do not wish to wait to receive it for free for a small setup fee. Once you complete stage 4, you will have the option of choosing from 12 different cause-driven programs. And once you have made the choice, you will follow the steps given in your back office, and a liaison will be assigned to you, and you will work together for approximately 45 days to create a story out of that cause, which we will then go viral with it. Up to Give will contribute on your behalf for reaching stage 4, a maximum of $1,500 to the cause fulfilling our social revolution part of our 4 pillars. When you complete stage 5, Up to Give is going to reward you with an all-expense-paid trip to a recognition event where speakers from around the world are going to come teach about leadership, philanthropy, finance, personal development, and charitable causes. And when you complete stage 6, Up to Give is going to reward you with you're going to require you to give 12.5% back to the community in the ecosystem. Stage 6 in the Giving Box is the most critical stage due to the amount of contributions given to your cause. We will require you to be walking hand in hand with the Up to Give founding team to ensure that we maximize your giving potential. So how does Up to Give strive to be compliant? Well, number one, Up to Give does not touch the Bitcoin of anybody. How many times have you seen companies out there that say, give us all your Bitcoin? You can't withdraw it for 8 months to a year, but we're going to trade it, mine it, arbitrage it, forex it on your behalf, and we guarantee you're going to earn 1 to 2% a day on your money. Sounds great until the owners run off with everybody's Bitcoin before you have a chance to withdraw. We have seen all those scams or even been part of them. We're tired of it. Up to Give does not get any of your Bitcoin. It is peer-to-peer. If you don't know what that means, think of this. Have you ever driven in an Uber or a Lyft before? That vehicle is not owned by a taxi company, it's owned by somebody else. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb? That property is not owned by a hotel chain, it's owned by somebody else. You see, we are taking advantage of the greatest financial revolution to hit mankind in human history with cryptocurrency. Why do we use Bitcoin? Well, number one, it's decentralized. We don't need a bank, a business, a CEO, or a government. They don't control it. It is completely open source and borderless. Second reason is that it's universal in value. 1 Bitcoin in South Africa is worth 1 Bitcoin in the United Kingdom. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, it has the same value. And number 3 is permissionless. You don't need permission to send Bitcoin anywhere. You don't need Western Union, a bank, or a bank wire. There's no limit on how much you can send. You can send it to anybody, like sending an email with no restrictions on that, almost instantly with a small minimum fee. In fact, I covered the other day, over $300 million worth of Bitcoin was moved for 87 cents. Phenomenal. The only thing that Up to Give gets is the $32 that goes towards your Success Training Institute. We're selling a product here. Your soft skills. That is priceless. Number 2, Up to Give is a major contributor in collective causes, and that is our stage 4. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more of that in the next 45 days. And number 3, Up to Give is a giving model that even for nonprofit identities such as churches, is presented as a revolution of offerings in the ministry. The more they give each other, the more they receive. So what do you receive for the $32 a month? An entire ecosystem that will allow you to share your story to the world through our uptogive.com blog. Access to our global education community at the Up to Give Academy, powered by Success Training Institute. Access to Bank the Unbanked with our partner, Ulala. Access to the Giving Box, which allows you to be part of our community blog, and social revolution stories that are inspired by the members' philanthropical culture and cause-driven movement. And rewards for giving back to the community and their causes, which allows Up to Give to partner with you and create stories of our own when you start reaching stage 4 and above. So how does the contributing work? Now, in a normal presentation, I would run through this, but I'm going to take my time because this is Saturday. So I want to make sure that you understand what we have so far. Let's talk about the Giving Box. Remember, John got started. He paid his $32. He wrote up his cause, and he's now going to contribute 0.005 Bitcoin. Now, we are going to assume that Bitcoin is at $10,000 a coin. Right now, it's about $6,800. But I need to do 10,000 for conversion purposes so you can understand. So understand everything is a little less than what I'm actually saying. So 0.005 at $10,000 a coin is 50 bucks, 50 US dollars. He shares it with 2 people, Jorge and Rita. They do the exact same thing John did, and they're going to contribute $50 each in Bitcoin. John now is going to receive $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now you see what just happened here. John contributed 50, he received 100. The more you contribute, the more you receive. And this is considered John's ground zero at this point. If John wants to continue contributing and receiving, because I know you guys want more than $100 coming towards your cause, then John's going to contribute that same $100 he received up to the people that Up to Give chooses to continue paying it forward to. This is done by system algorithm, which will allow John to start receiving contributions from his stage 1 community members. So let's talk about what does that mean, community members? Well, John gets started, he pays his $32, he writes his cause, and he contributes $50 worth of Bitcoin. He then goes into what's called ground zero. Anybody in the company that gets to that point, because understand, just because you paid your $32 does not mean you're in ground zero. You have to contribute. The Giving Box is not Up to Give. It is separate, just like Success Training Institute, just like Ulala. The Giving Box is separate. The $32 goes to Up to Give. So if you want to be in the global community line of the Giving Box, then you must contribute 0.005 to the Giving Box. Now that puts you in ground zero. And anybody that gets there after you, meaning if you share it with people, they're going to go on the global community line after you. But what happens if somebody in a different country joins the global community line, ground zero, after you? They're going to be in your global community line, which means you get started, and then you look back there a couple hours later and you see, wow, there's 50 people in my global community line. Everybody from the company from ground zero is going to be part of your global community line. Now, where this really starts to kick in is when you reach stage 1. What does that mean? You shared it with 2 people in ground zero, and you contributed $100 worth of Bitcoin. You now enter the stage 1 global community line. You can even get there before people who got started before you, which means by the time they get there, they'll be in your global community line. So you want to do this ASAP, your first 24 hours in the business. What is your goal? When you first get started, you paid your $32. You're going to upload your Bitcoin address in the back office. You're going to write your cause, and then you're going to contribute 0.005. Next thing you want to do is also, there's a resources tab, and I'm going to show this at the end in your back office. Watch the tutorial videos. We walk you through every step so that there shouldn't be any need of you having any questions. Now, once you contribute your $100 to go to stage 1, you're now qualified to receive up to $200 worth of Bitcoin. How do you get that? Well, you need to have in your global community line for stage 1, 40 people that join stage 1 after you. And you max out at $200 worth of Bitcoin at $10,000 a coin, 0.02. You're going to contribute half of that back to move up to stage 2. Stage 2, to maximize up to 0.04 Bitcoin, $400 worth of Bitcoin. You must have 80 individuals in your global community line on stage 2 after you. It's not just you, it's the entire company. You're going to contribute half of that back to move up to stage 3. Stage 3, you're qualified to receive up to 0.16 Bitcoin, but you need to have 128 members in the global community line after you. 128 members. You're going to contribute 0.05 Bitcoin to move up to stage 4. Now, to qualify for all this, you have to have at least just 2 personally qualified on ground zero. That's it. Just 2 personally qualified. The rest for stage 1, 2, and 3 comes from the global community line. Now, you can continue to contribute towards that, meaning share it with more people. I shared it with 70 in my first week. And then they shared, and then they shared. So you can continue to contribute towards that to make it happen faster. Now, what does this equal? After all the contributions that you've given, you're left with 0.14 Bitcoin, and at $10,000 a coin, that is $1,400. Now, our system resets right now every 60 days. So that means that's $700 a month in contributions coming towards your causes. $700 a month. Could that help anybody out? Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, here in the United States, because of coronavirus, they want to give us a stimulus check, $1,200 per person or $2,400 per couple. One time. One time. You know what else about that most people don't realize? Is that they're considering it a loan that you have to pay back in taxes the following year. Did you guys know that? You have to pay that back. How about creating your own stimulus package, where just by going through stage 3, $700 a month? What could that equal? Now, it gets even better, because if you have a stage 3, that means you're going to have a stage 4. Stage 4, you're qualified to receive up to 0.8 Bitcoin once you maximize and have 256 members in your global community line after you. 256. You're going to contribute 0.25 back, but at this stage, actually stage 3, the system will automatically start doing it for you from this point forward. And doing it. What do you keep? 0.55. In other words, add up, or $5,500 worth of Bitcoin. If you add up stage 4 plus your first 3 stages, that's 0.69 Bitcoin every 60 days. Divide that 0.2, that you're looking at about $3,400 a month In a lot of places, that's a full-time income. Some countries, the average monthly salary is $500 to $1,000 a month. In the United States, the average yearly salary is $33,000 a year. So $3,400 is about $40,000 a year. You're doing more than the average family in the United States. What was your qualification again? All you did was share with two people who contributed to Ground Zero. And the global community line did the rest. At that point, it's just a matter of how fast do we get there? Do we get there in 6 months, 3 months, or 30 days? Because it's an entire global effort. All of us is contributing towards this. Now, stage 5, there is added qualifications. To reach stage 5, you must at least help one person receive all contributions from stage 3 and another person that has contributed to stage 4. Once this takes place, you're now stage 5. Now, to receive all contributions on stage 5, and that we're talking about up to 8 Bitcoin. That's at $10,000 a coin, that's $80,000. You need to have 640 people in the global community line after you for stage 5. 640. I want to make one correction. I said earlier in the week that you also needed to have a third person that you had to personally enroll to qualify. That is not the case. You only need 2. However, I would suggest that you have more than 2, at least 5 to 10. Why? Because what happens if one of your 2 gets ill or they quit? You're no longer qualified. You would hate to be on stage 4 or 5 and one of your 2 dropped out and that costs you a monthly income. Always have a little extra. Stage 6, qualification. You must help one person receive all contributions from stage 4 and one person contribute towards stage 5, and you're contributing 1 whole Bitcoin to be on stage 6. So you're keeping 7 Bitcoin at stage 5. Stage 6, you're qualified to receive up to 64 Bitcoin, but you must have 1,024 other individuals in the global community line after you for stage 6. Now, 64 Bitcoin, how much is that? At $10,000 a coin, $640,000 every 60 days, $320,000 a month. That's not what impresses me. What impresses me is that the stage 6 people are contributing back 12.5%, more than $50,000 a month to charitable causes, philanthropy, in our Up to Give ecosystem. That's what impresses me. Ladies and gentlemen, in my 21 years career, I'm a 7-figure earner. I've been blessed for the last 8 years to work full-time from home. I retired from corporate America in my 30s. I have never seen anything that can be as lucrative as this. That's why the whole point was, let's be different. Do you know how many people we can get at least through stage 4? And all they did was shared it with 2 people on Ground Zero. And all you big heavy hitters out there, you can work towards 5 and 6. Now that's the presentation. We thank you for taking a look at this. You've got 2 options. Get back with the person who invited you. Option number 1, you get signed up. Great, stick around because I'm going to do a little bit of training showing the back office and showing you guys the little things of understanding what's about to happen on the 15th. The second type of person says, Brandon, this is not for me. And I understand it's not for everybody. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule for being here, but at least do the person who invited you a favor and contribute towards their cause. Help them out. At least do that. And then I want you to do something else. I want you to find something else. Have a plan B. Because here's what I would normally say under the best of circumstances. Today is Saturday. Monday morning, after you enjoyed your weekend, you're going to wake up early before the sun comes up to rush off to rush hour traffic to go to a job you don't like, to work with people you can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when you're hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as if you're a child, wonder if you're going to get a Christmas bonus or a raise this year because you haven't gotten one in 5, only to retire, if you're lucky enough not to get fired or laid off 40 years later, at the age of 65, broke, depending on family, government, and friends, no 401k, no retirement, no savings. 2008 wiped out your retirement. And now we're going through it again. And that was the best of times. Because here's the reality. Money's going to roll around. You're going to wake up and realize you still can't go to work. And your kids are home from school. And if you're not working, that means you're not getting a paycheck. And the bills don't care that coronavirus is here. And your best hope is waiting for a stimulus check that the government says may take 5 weeks to deliver to you. Or, I'm sorry, 5 months. And then if you're a person that has what's called an essential job, now you got to risk going to work and getting exposed to coronavirus and then bringing it back home to your family. But you have to because you got to pay your bills. I don't know what's worse, stay home or go to work. So if not this, then please find something. Please have a plan B. We have more than 14.5 billion Google searches for people looking for ways to make money from home. You have it right in front of you. And we're not talking about you got to go out there and recruit the world. All you have to do is share it with 2 people. That's it. As a disclaimer, this is a brand new opportunity and we have minimum data. We're brand new. So think about Global Community Line. Our goal is to have 1 million people by the end of the year. We've got, I don't know, 7,000, 8,000 right now in 50 countries. Your Global Community Line, you'll be sitting on top of all of that. No income claims are allowed. This is not a fly-by-night 6-month Ponzi scheme. We have real product, real services, a real message, and we strive to be compliant. We want you to go to sleep tonight knowing that when you wake up tomorrow, the company is still here. The company is still not even at 100% yet. We're still getting started. And your success depends on you. So don't think, I'm just going to ride the Global Community Line, it's going to make me rich. No, 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 no. That's a benefit. But in these early days, we need you to help build the company to get to that point. We want to get to 100,000 members before we kind of have our foundation. We're just getting started. You guys are just going to be rewarded the most because you're here early to help make this happen. All right, so I'm going to switch gears right now. I will turn back on the chat box. And I know you guys may ask questions that I don't have the answers to because it belongs to customer support. And I don't know who is on. I don't, if the other Core 7 is on, please make sure you guys raise your hand. All right, so before I get into the training side, because I want to show the website, I want to bring up one of our Core 7 leaders who's been very, very influential and a key integral part of the leadership to make all of this possible as an advisor to the CEO and the company. A gentleman that I've known for a very long time, but I've never had the opportunity to actually personally working with, but I consider him a mentor in this industry. So I want to bring up, we're lucky to have him, Dr. Alberto Alexander. Are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you, my brother?
Doing fantastic, sir. The floor is all yours.
Fantastic presentation. Like Brandon, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where in the world you are, family. And I pray that you and your family are very safe right now and are taking all the necessary precautions. I want to welcome you to our call here today and assist Brandon in answering any questions that any of you may have. We will be having a follow-up presentation tomorrow as well, and Brandon will share those details with you. In addition, for those of you who are connected with us on our Facebook group or Telegram group, there will be recording of this that you'll be able to replay whenever you get a chance. So Brandon, I'll follow your lead.
All right, thank you, sir. So let's share screen here, and just want to go over a couple of things in your back office and what's happening on the 15th. Normally, every 15th, we go through what's called a reset. Why do we reset? Because people don't understand that question. When I first got started, one question I asked was, how long can something like this last? Because once somebody gets to stage 6, I mean, then what? I mean, but there's no more contributions after that. So how long can something like this last? 6 months? And they said, no, Brandon, we're going to reset the system, which means no matter what stage you're on, everybody goes back to ground zero. Now, some of you may think, oh, I don't want to do that. I worked hard to get to stage 2 and 3. You mean I have to start all over again? No. You keep the same organization that you had before. You're just going through the contributions all over again. Think of it like residual income. Because if we don't reset, and you're on stage 5, you don't have any more contributions coming through. Therefore, the system won't last very long. But if you reach stage 5 and you've got a full-time income coming in every single month, you reset, you're going to have whatever you did last month, you're going to do again this month. Now we had to do a compromise because we used to do the reset every 30 days. And we had leaders that said, well, the reset is fine, but we have members that might start 2 weeks after a reset and they don't have enough time to get to the higher stages before it resets all over again. Because the entire goal of this is that you only come out of pocket once. You pay $32 and then $50 worth of Bitcoin. That's $82. And at today's price, that's like less than $60, around $50 for both at today's prices. But you share it with 2 people, you just made 100. I'm sorry, you just received 100. You're in the black. And every time you contribute, it's with what you've already received from the previous stage. So nobody should ever come out of pocket more than once. And then the next reset happens, you get it all over again. That's so important. Now, this can last indefinitely until we don't want it to last anymore. I hope that part makes sense. It took me a while to really figure that part out and understand. And when I did, I couldn't sleep at night because it's perpetual. But we are testing it out to see, let's move it every 60 days to give people time to reach the higher stages. But that puts us in a conundrum this time around because the 15th is next Wednesday and we are not resetting. We are, however, you still need to pay the $32 a month. You just don't have to go back to ground zero and contribute 0.005 again. But we're going to be in a middle zone between April 15th and May 15th, which is the next reset. Why? Because we just enhanced the giving box with new numbers and we took away restrictions. So all of you right now, you might be sitting on ground zero, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or stage 4. And you come into your back office. Now, before I get to finish that, I want to show a couple of things. When you come to your back office, please make sure you click on Resources tab here. And, oh, is this something new? Masterclass Answers. Oh, Chris Hanks is doing that. We've got video training. So you can watch the video training that we have here. Tutorials. FAQs. Frequently asked questions. Before you start sending support tickets and calling your upline and asking 1,000,001 questions, I tell you now, those of you who plug in get 90% of your questions answered, but just by plugging in. So go through the FAQs so you know what's going on. Then here's what happens. We've got what's called My Organization and My Giving Box. You click on My Giving Box, you're going to upload your Bitcoin wallet where it says My BTC Wallet. When you upload your Bitcoin wallet, please make sure you lock it in so that your account cannot be hacked and somebody change your address without you knowing it. Lock it in. Now, can you change your Bitcoin address later? Yes, but you're going to have to contact support to do it. So it's not something that's easy. So make sure you choose whatever wallet you want to receive contributions from, and you put that in and you lock it in. To make your contributions, you're going to have your brand new ground zero, stage 1, stage 2. When you click on those, I've already done it, so it's not going to pop up right. But you're going to see a bunch of different causes from people. And some people have been making this mistake. And what they end up doing is they open up a cause, they read it, and then they contribute from there. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Underneath all of the causes that's displayed in front of you will be pay in Bitcoin at the bottom. You click on that to make your contribution. It should be common sense, but you know how people are. They'll start clicking on the views, and then they want to contribute in that cause. That's not where your contribution needs to go. Your contribution is going towards all of those causes. It's just giving you the opportunity to view each cause. So as leaders, if you enroll somebody, make sure you let them know this so that you're not contacting support and saying, oh, somebody I signed up just went into someone's cause and contributed there. What do I do? Can you do something? No, those Bitcoin didn't come to Up to Give. Up to Give can't refund it or reverse the transaction. It's the blockchain. They're going to have to contribute in the right place. Consider what they did. They just gave somebody a gift. They helped somebody out. But it's your job to let your members know when you enroll them where to go to make their contribution. And by watching the videos and the resources before you do anything, that's going to cover that for you. Okay? That's going to cover it for you. We also have support groups on Facebook. We have a support group in Telegram. And those of you that reach stage 4, we have a private WhatsApp and above, where you guys are getting information first. So you want to get to stage 4 ASAP. Another thing you want to look at is my organization. And you're going to click on current giving box. Again, this is self-explanatory. I mean, if you just read what's here, it tells you what's going on, but some people still need a little bit of help. Ground Zero is going to already be highlighted. When you see Ground Zero hot list, this means you've got people that you have personally shared this with that are in Ground Zero and they haven't gotten out of Ground Zero. They may need a little bit of help, okay? So this tells you who you can contact and work with. They may need a little bit of help because you need to get off Ground Zero. Between now and the 15th, it is everybody's goal to get as many people off Ground Zero as possible. Now below this, you're going to see 2 numbers here. The Up to Give community currently has 29,155 members. That is the Up to Give community. That is not Ground Zero. That is just the community from when we first opened our doors, the people that came and registered on the website. Ground Zero community is letting you know how many people is in the Ground Zero community after you. So here's the count, 7,634 after you. And you can look at all of them and view their causes. You guys see this? And you can just keep going and going and going and going and going. Then you're going to have the opportunity to click on stage 1. Now, this is what I want you to pay close attention to, because if we had reset on the 15th, this wouldn't be a need, because it would just be go back to 0. But since we're not resetting, and I already know 90% of questions from support is going to come from what I'm about to cover right here. Your stage 1, you're going to see a number of people. This one had 2,670 members in stage 1. On the 15th, to qualify to receive all contributions, you only need, what was it, 20 on stage 1. I already know some of you listening to me right now is going to say, how come I haven't getting receive all my contributions? I've got 2,000 or 1,000 or 500 people below me on stage 1. We can't double dip. Those members are already there. They've already contributed. So they do not count until the May 15th reset. It's going to be new people. We've got 7,000 on ground zero. So the moment any of those come off ground zero after the 15th, those are the ones that count. Now, let's say you're on stage 2. Click on stage 2. Here's those 904 members in stage 2. We've got 2,000 already on stage 1. After the 15th, the moment any of those members on stage 1 now enter stage 2, they count because they're contributing to stage 2 for the first time after the 15th. And please, anybody's asked questions about this, you play them this recording. If any of you ask me a question, all I'm going to do is send you this recording. I don't like to repeat myself 500 times. I'm breaking it down to you exactly right now. And someone's going to say again, why? Brandon, it shows me 500 people. What? They already contributed. It's new. Now you are on stage 3 as of right now. Congratulations. You're here before everybody else, which means you've got 2,000 people on stage 1, 900 on stage 2. That's going to float all the way to stage 3. These 228 people have already contributed to stage 3. They don't count. It's the new blood after the 15th that count. So you look at whatever number you're at right now, and then when you start seeing new members hit, that's where you start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So subtract, and if I were you, have a notepad out and write down what these numbers are right now. And then after the 15th, when the numbers start growing, then you know what the new numbers are and subtract. It's not rocket science. Don't be blowing Chris Hanks up, myself, Calais, Dr. Alberto, support, asking why, when we're explaining it to you right now. This is common sense. Well, what's the benefit of it? Because I know somebody's going to say, that's not fair. They just completely missed the point. You are already above everybody else. All right? And when the system resets on May 15th, all these numbers go back to 0. You're time stamped at where you were, and then it resets, and you go through with all the old numbers as well. All right? Let's say you're on stage 4 right now. We have a lot of members who are on stage 4 because of the old system. They did 2, sharing with 2, sharing with 2, sharing with 2. Do you realize by default, you're already going to qualify for stage 5? The only thing that's missing will be the global community. Because you shared it with 2, who shared it with 2. You already have enough individuals that have helped people get up this high. So 49 individuals on stage 4. You guys are in the best position in the entire company right now, because you've qualified already, not just stage 5, but possibly stage 6. The only thing that will hold you back from that is the global community line. So it's your efforts plus the entire company's. And we ask that you help in that endeavor. Help all these 7,000 members get off of ground zero. That'll push these numbers up. All right, I hope that makes sense. I cannot be any more clear than this. And then when the system resets on May 15th, it'll be even easier because everybody goes back to ground zero. So let's look here. Is there anything you want to add to that, Dr. Alberto? Anything that I might have missed on that?
No, I think it's pretty clear. What I do want everyone to realize is something that Brandon shared. We're in a new place in the world right now, and there are people struggling. So we have corporate approved slides that you guys can share anywhere on social media. And I encourage each of you to do that. Take a look at what these slides have to say. You can attach information that people can ask you for info if they want any greater details. We have our ministry videos as well. We have them in Spanish. We have them in English. We have a special PowerPoint that's now available that we're going to be doing Zooms just for religious institutions and ministries as well. Guys, Up to Give has produced and put together all the resources necessary for you to be able to help others. In our Telegram channel, if you go there and you click the media section, you're going to see about 15 different images of different slides, which you can use. On our official Facebook groups, one of our core leaders, Kathy Keene, posted a lot of the video of these slides we have there as well. Please feel free to share them, including the video that Brandon shared with you at the beginning of this presentation. Other than that, I want to wish you tremendous success. We'll see some of you in the leaders call. Get everyone on the Zooms tomorrow, on Monday, and so forth. This is the time when people are hurting. People have uncertainty. There's a great deal of fear, and you can help. Please, please help them. Brandon, I thank you so much for asking me to participate with you guys today. Love you all, and the call is yours. You can close it out.
Well, I'm going to cover a couple of questions on here, guys. Thomas says, I'm new. I just added 5 members that each paid $32 this morning. Congratulations. Great. Should we wait to contribute the 0.005 today or wait until next week? No, do it today. You can contribute the 0.005 because there is no reset on the 15th. So you want to help them get off ground zero because there's going to be a flood of new people that's going to be joining, and you want to make sure that they join the community line after you. So if you just got started now, you paid the $32, make sure that you contribute the 0.005, help them share their 2 to get off of ground zero. That is the key. Those that's already in stage 1, when the 15th hits, will ride the wave. So where would I see company documents? It's in the back office on the left-hand side. I just showed that. The verbiage states that your contribution goes to all 8 causes, and that is going to shift. So before the 15th happens, there will be a document of the new presentation and how this works in detail in the back office. It is not there yet. That hasn't been finished yet. It's not the 15th yet. Let's see, when will be the special Zoom for the ministries? Alberto, you want to talk about that for anything? About the ministries?
Yes. So regarding the Zoom that we're going to do for the ministries, I'm going to be scheduling probably something on Wednesday, or I'm making the official announcement on Monday. So if you tune, and I'll probably do it on Monday evening's Zoom call, so let you guys know. This is going to be for religious leaders as well, but you can feel free to come on and see the information as well, and we will have the PDF available for those who need it also.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Wednesday, guys. And when I upload these recordings, I'm going to, what I'll do first, I'm going to upload it to YouTube and then put the YouTube link in the Facebook group so that you guys can then share that privately, not publicly. You share this privately to all your team members and those that are not on Facebook. Let's see. Thank you, Mark, for posting the official Telegram group. If you want to see any of the corporate videos, all you have to do is go to, let me go to YouTube, for example. Here's a video, Up to Give Meets the Ministries. Just type in Up to Give. When you see this little, the image, this is the Up to Give's YouTube channel. So you go here, click on videos, and all of the corporate videos are all here. There's one Leon made just recently. So all the videos are here. Up to Give breaks through 90 days into its launch, call to action, last minute news. You hear directly from the CEO, our presentations, you know, partners with Ooh La La. We partnered with Success Training Institute. Up to Give Meets the Ministries. We've got it in Spanish. So this is where you go. Up to Give official video in Spanish. Up to Give overview Chinese subtitle from the heart of Up to Give. So this is where you guys go to get all the information. Let's see, maybe one more question here. If I get to stage 5, but I only have, say, 165, not 265 people under me, do I need to wait to receive all donations? No, no, no. You're going to still receive donations all the way up to that point. You just haven't received all of them yet. Now, what the system is going to do is you're not going to be contributing. The system is going to redirect some of those contributions that's going to go towards you contributing to move up to stage 6. So it's going to do it automatically on your behalf. So I can't, since we haven't done it yet, you know, the system hasn't collected the data on that yet. I can't tell you exactly how that's going to look, but we should see that within the next 30 days or so. I have an individual who has her 2 personals. Should she make her stage 1 contribution now? Make it now. Why? Because somebody's going to make their stage 1 contribution tomorrow and you just missed out. So make it now so that you get into stage 1, timestamp before everybody else. And we will give you this PowerPoint when it's finished. The presentation that I did today is not the completed one yet. There's still things we need to change and add to it before the 15th. When we have it official, then we will get that presentation out to everybody. All right, with that, thank you guys for plugging in today. I will get this up on recording for all of you guys as soon as possible. Will the system be live all the way through May 15th? Yes, the system is live right now. It will not shut down. The reset's not happening until May 15th. So you guys are just given extra time to reach the higher stages before May 15th. Again, any questions, refer back to this video. I will not be answering questions one-on-one. I will be here all day doing that because we ask the same questions. So revert back to this video. That'll help you guys out. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Stay safe for this weekend. Social distancing, wear a mask outside, but share the news so people can have a plan B. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.